Okay, today we're going to charge up some cases with some H335, and we're going to use the RCBS uni-flow powder dispenser. It's very old. Well, I shouldn't say very old, but it's an 80s vintage. And the powder, as you can see, wow, I opened that right after the election last year. I wonder why. But anyway, I usually transferred out the 8-pound keg into the 1-pound, and that was just an empty canister I had. And marked well, so I know what lot it comes from and everything. So we're going to fill our hopper up, and we'll show you how to settle out the powder. And then we'll adjust it, and I'll show you exactly how accurate this thing is with H335. Okay, let's fill the hopper up. We'll take the lid off. Open our powder up, and we'll fill up the hopper. And I like to fill it about all the way up, almost all the way up. Get it right up to right about there. That looks good. Cap our powder back up for right now. And put the lid back on. Now to settle the powder out initially, I'll just give it a couple good bangs like this. And as you can see, the powder will settle. Down about there. That's good. Next, what I'll do is I'll run, I don't know, about this much powder through the rotor back into that little 1-pound can. And what that does is coat the inside of the rotor and everything with a good coat of graphite. Not that it doesn't have one, but I like to do it each time. Keeps things real consistent, and that's what we're after. Okay, now that our hopper is full and settled out, I probably should tell you that I do use the baffle. There's the RCBS baffle in there, which seems to help out, especially with real light charges. But anyway, the baffle's in there. So let's get our powder open and run some powder through it. What I found, the key to consistency is consistency. Slight tap at the top and the bottom. Don't go too fast. Give the powder time to drop. After a while, it'll sound like a metronome. Tick-tock. And I can fill 223 cases just that fast. And I batch load, since I'm stuck with a single stage press. I guess I'm not stuck with it, but I choose to use one. I run batches, generally 2, 3, 4, 500 at a time. And that way I can come home, do one operation like size and deprime, and put it away for the night. But anyway, I can charge up 500 cases in an evening. That's not any problem at all. And then seat and crimp all the bolts the very next day. So now that we've got our hopper and our rotor and everything coated, we'll start measuring some charges and see where we're at. Then we'll probably have to adjust the screw here. So let's get to that. And I should note that I did find a very good use for the Frankfurt Arsenal reloading stand, and I used it to set my camera on, and I think that's about all it's good for. Okay, this might be a little awkward because the camera is right in front of me. So anyway, I'll grab the pan and have to switch hands and then throw a charge into the pan. Now we'll set the pan back on the scale and we'll see where we're at. And let's see, looks like we're a little heavy. So what we'll do is we will loosen the adjusting lock nut or lock ring, and then turn the screw inward a little bit to reduce the volume inside the cylinder. Okay, to lighten the charge up just a little bit, we've got to loosen this locking collar here, the little knurled one, and we have to screw the plunger in just a little bit to reduce the volume inside the rotor. So we'll do that. We need to lighten it up about half a grain. So we'll loosen it just a tad. Give it about a third of a turn or so, and then snug the locker down, the lock ring back down. Now let's throw let's throw 3 or 4 back into the 1-pound container. And that will compensate for any adjustments that we've made. Let's drop another charge, and we'll put it back on the scale. Put the pan back onto the scale. And what do we have there? Probably within 0.1 or so. So let's go back and reduce our chamber volume just a tad. Okay, I've made the slight adjustment to reduce the chamber size. And I've already ran it through a couple times. Drop one more charge, and let's see what we've got. This should be real close. Yep, hillbilly terms again, dead nuts. 24 grains right there. So what we'll do next is we'll throw 10 charges into the same pan, and then we'll divide whatever we come up with on our scale. We'll move the weights up and find out exactly what it weighs and divide by 10. And then that'll give us some idea of its accuracy over a wide number of shots. So let's do that right now. I just finished moving the weights on the scale to 240 grains. So let's throw 10 charges into the pan, and then we'll weigh it. And we'll adjust the scale, and we'll see how accurate this thing really is. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 charges. There it is. Probably hard to see. But anyway, let's hang it on the scale. Our scale is now set to 240 grains, 250. Back one notch, that's 240. 0, 0. We've thrown 10 charges into our pan, and now we will set the pan back on the tray. And we'll see how accurate it really is. It's a little heavy. A little heavy. My technique is off tonight, so let's see exactly how much it weighs. There's 241. That looks pretty good. 241 grains out of 10 thrown charges. So that's 0.1. It's within 0.1 over 10 charge spread, which I can live with that. 0.1 is pretty darn good.